our considered view that some of the issues that caused the most disjuncture include the conferences. Challenges that resulted to tensions were largely elaborated in the Alliance Summit and in the ANC National General Council. These include the alien tendencies like factionalism, dirty money, and business interests. The relationship between the alliance partners in the provinces stood the test of time in the past, and the ANC Alliance Political Council felt this relationship has to be strengthened and should at all material times be paramount and be the guiding political lodestar as we pursue our strategic objective of creating a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, united, and prosperous equal society. The Alliance Political Council agreed that any matters that has a potential of cascading another alliance partner should be treated and exhausted within the alliance structures. The Political Council reaffirmed its recognition of the independence of each alliance partner. However, communicating matters to the public must unite and strengthen the alliance. To ensure the above, the alliance committed to hold a regular alliance meeting, such as Alliance Secretariat, Alliance Political Council, and Alliance Summit. The Alliance Political Council agreed to ban booing and insulting of leaders in the public gatherings, in the media, including social media, and any alliance platforms. We are committed to have an open discussion on any issue confronting us and resolve whatever that arises from our work as the alliance in order to strengthen unity. The Alliance Political Council further confirmed the relevance of the alliance, united in action to reverse the burden of poverty in our communities. And this will only be achieved by enhancing the proper coordination among the alliance partners, simultaneously strengthening the organizational capacity of each individual component. The Alliance Political Council committed itself to engage its leads to play a uniting role and avoid matters that cause tensions and disunity in the alliance. On allegation of vote buying, the Political Council was very much concerned about the creeping foreign tendencies where business pump money in the alliance conferences and congresses to influence its leadership outcomes. We agreed that our internal processes should and will never be influenced by the use of money from the businesses. Processes belong to the structures, and members of the alliance in good standing engage politically in a democratic process about who to lead in the alliance. We debated during our marathon meeting that the increasing corporate capture of our fraternal organizations remain a dangerous tendency in our alliance, and this tendency is an use and ethos, as well as the unity that have characterized our revolutionary alliance from time immemorial. We agreed that the Alliance Secretariat should develop a document to be discussed in the Alliance Summit on how to stop infiltration of our movement by private business. On local government elections, the Alliance Political Council discussed the implementation of the Alliance Program of Action ahead of the upcoming 2006 local government election to ensure that the ANC achieves an unambiguous victory in order to continue to better the lives of our people. We agreed that all alliance partners will, without exception, will participate in all structures and processes and the campaigns leading to elections. The Alliance agreed that where there were existing challenges, the leadership will intervene, as we all want to see the ANC achieve a resounding victory in the local government election. The Alliance Secretariat will identify all hotspots in the province that need intervention and develop a pre-mediated action to deal with the situation. It is regrettable that the situation and the tensions in our alliance structures and some of the branches has resulted to violence and the loss of life. The Alliance Political Council further confirms that the leadership role of the ANC places on it the primary responsibility to unite the alliance and all democratic forces. It was noted that there has been a number of challenges antagonizing unity of the alliance in the past months. The meeting agreed to pay much more attention to the functionality of the alliance at all levels, including prioritizing joint organizational work in areas where there are still challenges. Bilateral meetings amongst alliance partners will continue so as to allow further and targeted discussions on issues of specific mutual interest among the allies. We also dedicated 4 days per week to go out in full swing to campaign for the ANC in the forthcoming election. On the issue of transport in eThekwini Metro, the Alliance Political Council expressed its concerns about the current state of transport in the city. That has been a huge challenge for the commuters and including school children, the working class, and citizens at large in the past few weeks. The Political Council expressed its concern and regret that after 5 years, the decision to return eThekwini buses under the municipality has not been finalized. The Alliance Political Council agreed to call the leadership of eThekwini municipality to explain to the Alliance as to why the decision was not fully implemented. In conclusion, the Alliance agreed to hold an Alliance Summit to further engage on the challenges facing the Alliance in the province. We therefore calling all our members to cooperate and participate fully without any reservation in the nomination candidate councillors as stipulated in the adopted ANC guidelines and the ANC constitution. In the year of advancing people's power, local government is in our hands. That's the theme of this year. The Alliance calls on all our cadres, members, supporters to double their efforts in changing the lives of our people for the better. The Alliance commits itself in campaigning for an overwhelming victory in the forthcoming elections, local government election. I thank you.
Correct. Thank you very much, Comrade Nopala. As the standard procedure, that the media would like to get some clarities on the statement read by the Provincial Secretary of the ANC. I will then open the floor for journalists to ask questions. Thanks, Bongani, Clive Ndo, Joe Story, Tuba Vilan, Correct Lab, sure.
My name is Bongani Hans from the Mercury newspaper. I would like to find out if there are any investigations or investigation that is being conducted with regard to the use of dirty money during the conferences. And also, I would also want to find out how does the Alliance plan to ban bullying on social media in public gatherings? What strategy is going to be applied in doing that? And one of the burning issues that has seemed to be dividing the alliance were the issue of nominations in various wards across the province. There are wards that have already nominated, while some people have been complaining about being sidelined. Are we going to see those wards rerunning the nomination processes?
Clive?
Oh, thank you. My name is Clive from the New Age. My first question is on these processes that the alliance partners will be engaging in, the leadership, in order to ensure that there is peace within the alliance. What steps will be taken to ensure that whatever engagements and agreements that you reach filters down to the people at the grassroots level? And secondly, I want to find out, particularly from the ANC side, 5 people who have been arrested in connection with the violence in Ghana. Now that they are out on bail, some of those people are in the branch executive committee of what for they done. What action will the ANC be taking? Will they have they been suspended, or are they free to still participate in ANC activities in the area? And also, finally, in your statement here, you indicate that the alliance was meeting to iron out certain minor differences. I don't know whether it was a typing error. The difference can not certainly be considered as minor at the moment.
Correct, Joe?
Yes, I second that last point there. But following on from this, there seems to be no, unless I've missed it, you've reached all these agreements. Does this mean the SACP is now participating in branch nomination processes? Because they had announced their withdrawal. So that's what's happening there. And then secondly, obviously, in light of all these promises and agreements, how are you going to explain this to the very angry people on the ground? We have people literally not far from pelting each other outside the Camberton Magistrates Court. There's a lot of anger on both sides we've got to sort out there. Thank you.
Correct, Chuba?
I also wanted to check on the issue of nomination standing for the party during the elections. There are areas where they have done with the nomination, and then where the SSCP also said they are not going to support those people. So what are we going to see now? Are those that have already been nominated, are you going to reverse that process, or are you going to start it afresh? And then, if that's not going to happen, on the SSCP side, are you still not going to support those people, or you also change your decision?
Correct, Kevin?
You guys mentioned corporate capture that's been happening within the alliance. Are there specific businesses that you guys have identified and if you have, who are these business people? The other question was, when we chatted to the young communist league members outside Changa during the court appearances, a lot of them identified Boy Shozi, the ward councillor in that area, as one of the agitating factors in the area. Have you guys resolved that issue? Will there be plans to resolve it going forward? That's it.
Lastly, Comrade Zanele.
My question is to the SSCP and Sanco. One of the issues that you've been complaining about has been irregular practices during the ANC's processes of nominating candidates. You complain about influences from certain leaders who are trying to put forward or have people, certain individuals nominated, which you said was outside the guidelines of the ANC as well as the constitution of the ANC. Does this mean now you're no longer concerned about those things?
Thank you. I think the leadership will be able to answer to all those questions. Thanks, comrade. 5 tough questions. Thanks, comrade.
Now I'll start with the easy one, and I'll leave the difficult ones to the leadership here. No, with regards to the issue raised by Bongani on the investigation of those who are using money, we have set up a process. There are 2 processes. One will be for us as the Alliance to develop a document for discussion as to how do we deal with that in the future. But where we think they are clearing evidence, then indeed we'll investigate those and we'll deal with those. We'll be able even to identify those people and call them to say, no, the way in which you are participating in our processes is not the way that brings unity to the organization. We'll go to that extent. On the issue of the strategy of booing, so as we have said, we'll be engaging with our structure. We have met as the professional leadership. We have agreed that we need to deal with the issue of booing. So now what will be happening is that we'll go jointly to address our structures jointly to say, no, the manner in which we are behaving, it doesn't bring unity in the organization. So it's a process. You see, I said when the issue of unity is not an event, it's a process that we need to work on. So as leadership, as we have found each other on issues, then we'll have to go down to our structure to say, no, these are this is the line of march now. These are the things that you can do. These are the things that you cannot. I think will. On the issue of rerunning the processes, as we have said in our statement, that we'll calling all our members. I think the SSCP is still going to enter into in terms of responding. We are going to call all our members and all our structures to participate fully, and that participation must be guided by the guidelines of the ANC and the constitution of the ANC. So any deviation from there, then we'll act. We have already acted in some of the branches. There are branches that will rerun because they couldn't follow the process. So we'll treat each issue as being raised normally within our processes.
How many of those branches?
No, sorry. Don't do that. Thanks, Mopala.
On the issue of the members of the EC that were arrested at in Django, we have requested the region to give us a report on that. Indeed, we'll act on that if our members tell you about the processes once we receive a report on that issue. And we have been made ourselves very clear that on that matter, let's allow the processes led by SAPS to continue without any interference. We'll add, whether it's our member, whether it's somebody, if that thing was wrong and if they are found that they have committed wrongdoings, then the organization will act on that. I think on other issues, the the leadership here will respond. Thank you.
Yeah. You, gentlemen and ladies, thank you. You yourselves are saying people are angry. Yes, people are angry. As leaders of respective alliance partners are going to hold our meetings of our respective constituencies, including, amongst others, joint meetings to address our members on the ground. Obviously, where there are irregular processes that have taken place, we have a structure in the province that deal with disputes. We are going to attend to those issues. And obviously, where there's been irregular processes, there will be a rerun. One of the gentlemen spoke about minor differences. Why we say minor differences? We regard our major differences as ideological. Remember, we have two political parties. Should the SACP decide to contest elections, that will be a major difference if we are to disagree. Minor differences are differences such as these, you know, when the other party believes there has been irregular processes somewhere, or there is a misunderstanding on issues, we will sit down and are able to iron out those differences. We regard them as minor differences. Obviously, where nomination have already taken place, if there were irregular process, obviously, as I indicated earlier on, there will be a rerun on that process, deciding upon by the provincial list committee, because the power rests on that. There is an issue, a question on whether SACP and Sanco, these are no longer concerned. They remain concerned. Any issue that we deem irregular remain a concern. But as I said, in our meeting we agreed that all concerns will be addressed through joint meetings, through convening all the structures that you have just mentioned, secretariat, regular meetings, secretariat, and summits. So those are the structures that are able to overcome any differences that we might have. So we are happy that those structures will sit. We're going to have a bigger structure, which is a summit that is going to address those issues. We have covered some of the issues.
No, thanks, Chair, of the session. No, I think it's very clear. When you talk about candidates, sometimes that we say we want support. As Cosatu, we are very clear that we're talking about the candidates that are imposed to the people. Candidates that are imposed to the people that have not gone through the legitimate process of the ANC as determined by the guidelines of the ANC and the constitution of the ANC. Those are the candidates that we say we not support, because those candidates would have been forced down to the people. And we think that in the movement, as the alliance, there is a process of correcting that, because we have our platform, such as the list committees, where members must come, bring those matters, then we assess its case based on its merit, then we'll take the decision. If we really realize that this particular candidate has been imposed or the processes have been bypassed,